Ten, ten, ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. Ten, ten, ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. Yes, you are in the right place. And yes, you are so welcome to our series on thriving in these trying times. And today we are going to be talking about transitioning into post COVID 19. Yes, we are already talking about COVID 19. Welcome, viewers at home. I started without 10, ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. 10, 10, ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. 10, 10, ta-dun, 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 ta-dun. 10, ta-dun, ta-dun. Don't ask me what that means. It's an exciting mood and it's a welcome sign. I want to welcome each and every one of you to our series. Those of you who have been following us since, we thank you very much. We appreciate your feedback and you're giving us what you would like to see, and we're thankful that you have stuck with us this far and you're even here this evening. Welcome. Someone just joined us. Welcome to those who are joining and those who will join later. We welcome you. We salute you. We appreciate you. And we ask, as always, to share the video if it has been of help to you. Our goal is to create a platform where you can get information that will help you to stay focused and stay strong. For those of you who know what I do a lot is about transition. I am a transition coach, and that's really where my strength lies. So today we are going to be talking about transitioning into the post-COVID-19. Yes, what has a beginning must have an end. So we're already seeing post-COVID-19, and we're letting you know that at this point, this is the time to start transitioning and preparing to now we'll be taking and talking about transitioning. Why do we need to have a mindset fixated on transitioning? As you know right now, welcome, Mr. Lupon. It's always a pleasure to see you. We appreciate your leadership in the community globally and locally. Thank you so much for always supporting us. Blessings. And to all of you that I'm not seeing your name, we value you. We appreciate you all very much. So transitioning COVID-19, it had a beginning. It's going to have an end soon. So tonight is going to be very short and brief. How do you successfully transition into the new world? And I know you're like, Remy, where's the new world? Guess what? There will be a new world. There is a new world right now that's evolving, that we all are figuring how, despite the shutdown, the quarantine, and all the global meltdown, we're still looking to connect. That's the new world. That's the new world. We talked about a series a few weeks ago about the disruption, technology disruption, innovation disruption, how things have become more possible than before. Before you had to see brick and mortar, you have to physically carry yourself somewhere. But we're finding out that we can even have Zoom parties. We can have Zoom conference. We can have conference, e-conference. So nothing has stopped our joy. Nothing has stopped mine, and nothing will stop yours. Because what has come, you don't have control over it. So what you have control over is how you receive it, how you embrace it. But guess what? It's almost over. So we have to start positioning and also planning how we're going to transition to this new world. First of all, we have to understand that the real times that we're in right now is going to be different from now henceforth. There will never be an old way of doing things as much. Everyone during the lockdown, shutdown, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, has allowed us to really tap into our being and to see that there are possibilities that abound around us despite what we're going through. If you have really been watching and following us, you would have been able to also have that additional energy to know that there's power and possibility, because we talked about your energy, your mindset, and things that you can control. We've been talking about that. So COVID-19, the first domino part. You know, with dominoes, it's a game. People are playing it. You have all of the piles, and all of a sudden you push a pile, everything topples. So we're going past COVID-19. But guess what? There are other things that are going to snowball from COVID-19. That's why we're saying post-COVID-19. Like I always tell you, I'm not one of those medically inclined people, so I probably can't have solutions or suggestions on how we can cure this. But I know that there are other things that will need to be cured once we finally get over the basics. So in a domino pie, you know things can just fall. I mean, it falls, one thing happens, it leads to the other. So that's what we're about to feel. The major piece of the game is perhaps the most important of it. The one piece that causes the other to topple. The COVID-19 is that one piece of the pie that has caused the whole world to be at a standstill. The whole world to be in chaos. The whole world to be caught by surprise. Even the best of leaders, even the richest, the best, whatever category they found themselves, no one could see this coming to prepare as much as it was needed. But guess what? We are preparing for the post. Post means after. And because we know it's about to be over, we said this too shall pass, right? That's what we wish for. It's about to be over. So when things are getting to be over, you have to also be ready to transition. You have to be ready to transition. I was speaking to a friend who has an engineering firm. And of course, we were chatting and they're still working. Business is still going on, but they had to practice they have to practice the social distancing and all of that. So they needed to cut to 20% of their employee so they can still do the work that they need to do. And guess what? They are doing the same work. So what's going to happen is some employers are going to find out that, do I truly need all this manpower? I'm not saying this to scare us, but we are transition coaches and leaders, so you think ahead. We already see the post-COVID-19, and we know it's going to be a domino effect from the perspective of be it the economics, workforce, healthcare, you name it. A lot of things are going to be reevaluated. If, in this case of my friend, who is still able to bring results in with 20% of his workforce, and they're still producing. So what would you do if you were a leader? That tells you that you can do less and get more. So that's what's going to be happening. Not to really scare anybody, because I'm not here to scare. I'm here to paint a picture of reality, because these are facts and they can be proven and tested. So there will be a major shift in how we do business. There will be a major shift in what we see as priorities. There will be a major shift in how we assess what we are required to do. That's why we're coming to you live and direct and say, we have to be prepared. Because transition is a movement. If you have to go from one place to the other, you're transitioning. We transition from different phases of life, different age, different status quo. We transition based on preparation. Because now we're saying let's prepare, because COVID-19 post is sooner than you can imagine it. And because it will require transitioning, which will require your reorienting your mindset, your retraining, your retooling your skills, and whatever you need to be able to be a player in the new world. Because there's a new world. And I'm already sharpening my tools, and I know you are doing yours too. If you're not, please do. This is not the time to wait around. You still have a few days, a few weeks. I don't know how many more days or nights we're going to be quarantined and be compelled to stay put. You still have some time, so work on it. Systems are moving quickly. Systems are moving. Decisions are being made. Decisions that were yes yesterday can be a no today. Things are happening because different things are being tested and tried to ensure that there is a perfect formula. And they're still searching. Everyone is searching for that perfect formula. But guess what? There might never be a perfect formula, but there will be a formula that works for you and I. And will I be in that equation? Will I be part of that formula? Will you be part of that formula? And we want to tell you that you need to position yourself to be part of that formula, because there is a new world. You and I can't stop it. We can't control it. We didn't control coronavirus from coming. It's here. But because it came, we have evaluated how else can we do business. What are the ways that life can still go on despite the shutdown and the lockdown? How can we still do business? And I always say it every session we have, that businesses are still being consummated. People are still talking business. People are still doing business. And they're doing business like they were in their offices and wherever. Business is not about a structure. It's not a building. It's about you having a plan and preparing to see how can you change your model of doing business so that you can still be able to make profit, growth, and all those impact-driven agenda that we have. We have to observe times. The times that we are in now is here to stay for a minute. Meaning, as employers, as students, as parents, as professionals, as anybody, anywhere you fit yourself, your mindset will change. You will by now have reevaluated what are the priorities of life. Even if you didn't know what they were, by them telling us that we are shut down and we should just stay home, stay safe, simply, that you don't have to think too hard to figure out that your priority is always going to start in the home, your family. And they have done a good job of allowing us to bond and blend together. Some of us, it's been hard. Some, it's been easy. Some, it's been so-so. Whatever it is, it was not a choice. It was something we were compelled to do. But I sure hope that you made the best of it, or that you're making the best of it. I'm making the best of mine. Because we always say that, oh, we love our family, we care for this people and that people. And now we have the opportunity to be quarantined with them, to be pretty much with them day and night. So what are you doing with your time? These are precious moments. These are unredeemable times. These are times that you might not get back anytime soon, because when they let all of us lose to our respective businesses, we're all going to be busy bees like we were before. Maybe, I hope and pray that we would have learned to put our busy bee nature in perspective, so that the people will care, the people will love. I constantly thank you for joining, Williams. That people will love, the people will care about are always part of the equation. And they always know and understand why we're doing what we're doing. No person left behind. I don't want to say child, because some people, our children are grown, so you can't keep saying children. No one left behind in that family organ, in that family picture. And that is what we have been enjoying. We have been conditioned to live with each other, which is why we work hard in the first place. We've been conditioned to, for a change, enjoy our homes, to even know the rooms and the spaces in our home, to get acclimatized again to our respective homes and to our respective beautiful families. So I say all of this to tell us that conversations that should be happening right now should be conversation for the ability of you and I to transition to the new way. The new waves will be coming. It's here for some people, it's coming for some. Are you able to identify what are those things that you already have? I tell you, there are tools in your kit. You have tools in that kit. That kit has a lot of good tools. Value those tools. And when you value the tools, make sure that you also sharpen them. Iron sharpeneth iron. Don't just put the tools there. Find out how can you sharpen it to test it and make sure it works. And as you do that, there are also going to be tools that you do not have. There will be tools that I do not have, but I have to be true to myself. You have to be true to yourself to say what? These are tools that I don't have. And then to begin to find out, who are those people? What are those things? When are those things that you need to make sure that those tools are in order? This is very important because this is an opportunity for us to assess what we have. And I'm talking about authentic, true assessment. Be true to thyself. The only person you can fool is yourself. This time around, I'm saying, let's be true to ourselves. Let's talk about what we need. For instance, our workplaces are going to be different. Our workplace is never going to be the same. A lot of employers have tasted and tried that working from home, telework, whatever your company calls it, it works. And if they have productivity from that, you know that that might be a model that will be embraced. Because for once, it might save them money. I know it should. I don't know what the economics piece of it is, but I can imagine even just the electricity, the utilities that we use and consume when we go to our respective places of work, right now, that will be zero. So if for just from that perspective, and I'm sure there are other perspectives, but I'm not here to analyze every bit of it. I'm trying to paint a picture that we have been given an opportunity as employers, as employees, as entrepreneurs, whatever you are, to test a new way of life. And this new way of life is here to stay because we have tested it. We've seen that we can make things work despite whatever the impediments are. How relevant will your job be after the pandemic? How relevant will your job be? That's a question you need to answer. Or how relevant will be the solutions that you might have discovered that you can be the one providing for the world? How relevant will it be when we all get over this pandemic? Some of us might be retired, we might have our own businesses, or we might be thinking of starting one. What solutions are we going to be providers for that would allow us to be able to get a good result after this pandemic? What jobs will become relevant after this time? Some jobs will be null and void. And some jobs will be very, very lucrative. Are we researching those jobs? Not that anybody knows 100% what will be lucrative and not. But one thing for sure we know is that every individual will need to reassess where they are. And right now is the time to sharpen those skills, to know what exactly you need, I need, to ensure that we can function in the system. What systems are failing in the pandemic? Right now, we're seeing a lot of things that are unfolding, that maybe people are seeing that these are loops in the system. These are broken systems. These are things that maybe we've never oiled, just like not having oil in your car, and you've been riding that car for over some years. You know that car is not going to move right. This is an opportunity, and they are already oiling those machines that have been null and void, that were never supposed to even be in existence because they're antiquated, they're over, they're done with. But nobody ever stopped to check it out. But this has given every employer, every individual the opportunity to oil even our own life engine. Our life is a journey. We're living a journey. Every day is a new journey. So we're given an opportunity to oil that engine of our life, engine of our business. What systems are failing? Some of the systems are failing. We know that. Again, we're not going to mention systems. Is it the healthcare? Is it the economic systems? Is it financial systems? Is it the family system? Some systems were failing. But these systems now, hopefully, if we're true, like I said, and authentic to ourselves, we would now know what those things are. And we would have been making correction. So do not take this quarantine time with family and all of your loved ones for granted. Take it as a healing time. It should be a healing time, a dependable time that you and I can look back and be thankful that we got a chance to connect the way we were supposed to. We even over-connected. We overstayed everything that we wanted. Even if we went on vacation, we probably would never go on a whole month vacation. Even if we did, we won't be under the same roof. Some people might have a resort that they want to go and everybody takes their own chalet and all that stuff. But right now, we can't do that. We're right under the same roof, and that's beautiful. There's power and there's beauty in unison as a family. And there's the cohesiveness and the togetherness that we long want to come together, because we're all going for the same purpose. We're trying to make our lives better, our children's lives better, make the world a better place. Why are we so far apart in doing that? Now it's a time that we now can come back to the drawing board. Are we wide awake at the drawing board to say, these are the things that we can do better? And this call is for everybody, not just for the parents, even for the young ones, the children or older adults. This is the time. Your feedback matters. So start seeing what you can recommend to your family. And I promise you, adults do listen, because we know you young people are very smart. And when you give us information with facts, we will listen. Same here. We expect that you too listen when we counsel you, because we got some wisdom. We might not be as smart as you, but we do have a little bit of wisdom from our past experiences. So I say all of this to say that our opportunity to be together has really been a way to discover ourselves again and to uncover the hidden gems that we have. So transitioning COVID-19 style is starting now, meaning every one of us should be ready to understand where and what do we need to do differently. Let's look for the changes that are happening around us. Let's look at what needs to be correctly aligned. Work-life balance, we hear it, people sing it all the time. How do we do that? How can we do that with the opportunity to telework? Now that the employers have probably tasted it and see that they still have their productivity, even if you're not at your place of work 9 to 5 every single day, is that going to help you to be able to do what you need to do better? So work-life balance might evolve as a result of this. Talk about the economy. We know the economy right now is flat. The whole world economy is at a standstill. Some are beginning to come up, but all in all, we're all still in that struggling stages. And I think I said it a few series ago that we're always forewarned that from a financial perspective, being a former financial person, I always have to rub that in. We're advised to always have a 6 months of emergency funds. And some would even say take it to a year. And sometimes we wonder what is wrong with them. Why would they expect that? We all live paycheck to paycheck. But guess what? I know you would agree with them for once. If we had the savings for 6 months, we probably won't run around looking for how to feed and what to do. But I know it's tough. I'm not saying that to down on our efforts, but I'm saying that this allows us to understand how to put our financial house in order, because money answers all things. So really, we know that that's important. Welcome, Miguel. I don't know if I said the right name right. Immigration will be on hold for right now. And I know you're saying immigration will be on hold. Yes, because the airwaves, the social media, you don't need any visa, you don't need any passport, you don't need any permission to connect with everybody and la-di-da-di that will be a value addition to you, or that you will be a value addition to. It's just a matter of that one connection. So COVID-19 has even open the airwaves. There's some who is who and all of this above that maybe before did not come near social media. But now they are right there, so, learning, painstakingly learning and seeing what is happening. And they are getting comfortable that after all, you can shield your ear gate, like we said in some previous session, your eye gates, and look at the things that matter that will add value to what you are doing. So it's not all about negativity on social media. So I'm sure by now people know that they also can join the social media bandwagon, because they are good that comes out of it. If you search for the good, you will find the good. To transition means You are going to be able to stay trendy, meaning there will be changes. Different tools you will need to bring up and learn. You will need to also make projections, and the projections you make, you will have estimated and expected results to get out of it. And all of this will be possible because you will employ that collaborative, cooperative model. That doesn't mean it's you, yourself, and you, but it's a collaborative mechanism that will help you to know that you can rub shoulders, you can change, you can exchange ideas and work with each other, that iron can sharpen iron, meaning if you're good at something and I'm good at something, we can collaborate and make it work. Watch for economic decisions that will be different. For those of us who are maybe in the business or in the world and we're in the credit system, watch out. Your credit needs to be on top of your game, because lenders might get more creative and be a little tighter with decisions that they make with the 5 C's of credit, which is what they look for. So be mindful, be ready to be responsible to whatever commitment you've put your hands on. And whatever commitment that doesn't work now, don't go there. There will always be a perfect time for you to get what you want. Don't be like the Joneses. This is the time to dare to be different and know exactly where your journey is and stay in your lane and help other people to find their lane. If you're one of those people who help with transition, which is what we do a lot, helping as transitional coach to ensure everyone knows that nothing that you set your eyes on and you make a plan for that you cannot reach. The timing might be different. The timing for me might be different. Yours might be quicker. Mine might be longer. But the bottom line is we're moving. Let's keep moving. As long as we're moving, the movement is going to land us to a great expected destination called success. And that's what happens when we plan. And that's what we're saying. Let's plan pro COVID-19. Let's not sit home and think, oh, we're counting the stars, the ceilings and all of that and getting bored. Let's engage ourselves to ensure that the boredom is used for positive energy. The boredom can be a time that you pick up the phone and check up on people and hear the stories of what they're going through so that you can be inspired or you can inspire them. So they know that this is a season that we're all in this together. And your voice that they hear gives them hope. You hear somebody's voice, it gives you hope. Don't get bored. You don't need to get bored. Do not sit and wait for the pandemic to be over either. Do not. That should not be an option, that you wait. When you do that, it might be too late. Because if you wait till the pandemic is over before you start engaging and attracting people who you need to be collaborators for what you need, or people who you need to even do your letter of recommendation. Maybe you're getting ready to go to law school, you're getting ready to go to do your MBA or whatever you want to do, and you need all those letters of recommendation. Those letters take a minute. They take some time. So this is a good time to find out who are those people you need and start engaging them, because what they have on their time, on their hands right now, they have some time. And if you can stay on it, you might get your results. Don't wait till it's over, because when it's over, we're all going to be running and racing to catch up. There will be a need to do some catch up. So you stay ahead of your curve and your game to ensure that you're not going to be chasing after someone after this, because now you have everybody as a captive audience. And because they're a captive audience, they will always be ready to support you. So if you have your MBA recommendation letter needed, you need your law school letter of recommendation needed, find out who are those people that you need the letters from. Let them start working on it. Because if you don't and you wait till later, everybody will be busy trying to catch up. Start moving. Movement takes one step at a time. Start moving. Once you design your plan, which we have talked about for the past few minutes, you've designed your plan. You know COVID-19 is here and is over. We're transitioning. Post-COVID-19, we've set the stage on all of those things, all the domino effects of what would happen as a result of COVID-19. And you know that when it's over, it's going to be a lot of things that are changing and shifting. Are we positioning ourselves to be ready for the shift? Are we positioning ourselves to have accountability partners? That's where we come in as transition coaches. We are able to help you with that accountability partnership to ensure that you stay focused, that you do not stay in that zone of depression or confusion, because there's abundance around you. But it might not take you alone to do it. You might need other people who have done it, who are doing it, to give you that little ginger, to get you that excitement going. So think about that. This is a planning time. We're given an opportunity to pre-plan again. I know we made a resolution in December or whenever you made your resolution for the new year. This is a new year. We didn't budget COVID-19 in that new year resolution. So we might be saying, oh, Remy, there's a delay. This has stalled me down. No, it doesn't. It's your mindset that's stalling you down. It has not stalled you down. You just need to look around and make a shift and transition to something else whereby your skills, your gifts, your talents and treasures can still be leveraged with people. And again, you might not be able to do it alone. You might need collaborators. You might need coaches. You might need mentors. You might need accountability partners. Look for them. Invest in yourself. This is a season more than ever to invest in ourselves. Let us start moving. Moving is what we need to do. And we do not want to just settle and just let the dust settle before we start running around. If we let the dust settle before we start running around, we are going to be more confused and overwhelmed, and we will not be able to rebound and recover from this COVID-19. But this is the time for you to start thinking about your transition plan. What are you going to do? Now your employers are they're having people telework. You know what problems you're having to connect. Find out how can you overcome that. And once you overcome that, you're now competent enough to do it. Because that might be the way of doing business. And if it's the way of doing business, after COVID-19, employers are going to be measuring your efficiency. Nobody will say, oh, because it's COVID-19 and I'm slow in what I'm supposed to do. Employers want result. Entrepreneurs want result. What we want is the bottom line so that we can cover the overhead. And the shareholders, they want their reward too. They want their own ability to get profit from their investment. So think about the domino effect, that all of those things are not just going to be on one thing. There's so many relatable things that will be happening. So you and I have to know, where do we want to play in this game called life when COVID-19 is over? How do we want to play? And then once we identify how and where we want to play, then we go for it. So we are saying to you, transition, think COVID-19, post, it's over, it's coming, and prepare what next for you, what next for me. And if you don't know how to find your answers, the internet has a lot of information. There are professionals who that's what they do for a living, to help people to find out, to partner with them so they can see how to move forward. So that's what we are saying to you, that transitioning post COVID-19 should be happening right now. And I know you would agree with me, because when you plan now, your relevance will be it will be so obvious that you can align your relevance to other people who now you don't need visa to connect with. The world is just wide open. You just need to show value and people would want to find you, and you don't have to worry about a visa or all of that. You can still transact business online. So find a way to equip your belt to ensure that you and I can be able to rebound from this COVID-19 through that mindset of transitioning, because transitioning, like we said earlier, is movement. So get ready. Let's move. Blessings. Thank you so much. I'm going to join our Instagram live. It's at 5:30 to 6. So I need to end it now. But I really appreciate everyone that has joined us. Toby, thank you so much for your leadership and everything that you do. We're grateful. So we are going to call it an evening, a day, wherever you are. And join us live on IG Live in another 2 minutes. Blessings. Thank you.